guys, today in this video I'm going to show you what's in my vault in Destiny. So if you're just new to the game and you want to know what stuff is and what different weapons, what they do and if they're good or not, I'll talk about some of the weapons I have in my vault and explain to you guys if they're good or not and if you should try to get it if you're new to the game. And I'll also talk about some of the materials over here and different items that I have. I'll also talk about the armor over here as well. So, again, if you're new to the game and you just want to get a better understanding about what everything does, I'll try to explain that to you guys. And if you're just, you like to see what someone has in their vault, you can watch this video as well. So let me get started. I'll talk about the gear that I have over here. This is gear that you get from playing the Vault of Glass. Now, if you don't know what the Vault of Glass is, that's the first raid that everyone got to do when that came out. It's on Venus. If you don't know that, so this is the gear that drops for you. And on my Titan, I have Vault of Glass gear that I like, so I upgraded it with the etheric light that's over here. I'll go into more explanation of what that does in a second. But and the same thing for my warlock. I got the Vault of Gear armor that I like, so I upgraded it. For my hunter, as you can see right here, it's all intellect. And I want another piece of gear like this helmet that has either discipline or intellect and discipline. I might even accept that. I just don't want strength. So I've been playing the Vault of Glass every week for a long time, and just haven't really got the gear that I needed. So I'm still waiting to upgrade this because I like the Vault of Glass gear and the way it looks, and I think it's pretty good gear. But in the Taken King, it might become useless. We don't know yet. We're not really sure, but we just gotta wait and see. Now, again, like I said, I got a helmet with discipline, so if I get an arm piece with discipline or a chest or a leg piece, I'll probably end up deleting this helmet, deleting the foot piece if I get a foot piece, and then upgrading this gear, which I'll have to upgrade if I get a leg piece, I'll have to level it up and then use the etheric light to upgrade it so I can be level 34. Now on my Titan, I already got, this is my Vault of Glass gear right here. This is for the Titan, and as you can see here, my intellect, and that's for your super. So if you don't know what the super is for a Titan, if you're a striker, that's the Fist of Havoc, and for the defender, the Sword of Dawn. That's the bubble that you create, so you can stay inside the bubble and enemies can't shoot you. I'm thinking about making a video about each character or each guardian, the Titan, the warlock, and the hunter, and what subclass to upgrade first, and explain to you guys how to set your stats up for PvE and PvP, that kind of thing. But I'm not going to do that right now. Again, I'm just showing you guys what I have in my vault, and right now I'm just explaining to you guys why I upgraded my Vault of Glass gear right here. So right here, this is discipline, that's intellect, discipline, that's intellect, and this is intellect and discipline. So right now my super is at 100, and my discipline, that's your grenade, is at 90. So what this means is your super recharges, alright, every time you use it. the meter goes down and it slowly recharges. So if it's at 100%, that means it's going to recharge a little bit faster, and each time you kill an enemy, it's going to make that recharge a little bit faster as well. And the same thing with your grenade. When you throw your grenade, the meter goes down and you gotta wait for it to recharge so you can throw another grenade. So if you have your discipline all the way up, it'll recharge a lot faster than if you have it very low. I don't really care about strength. That's usually your punch attack. When you're playing PvE and you're playing on a high level, you're not really going to be up close to the enemy because they're just going to do too much damage to you. So I think it's better to be able to use your super more often, and be able to throw grenades more often than being able to punch an enemy, in my opinion. So if you're new to the game and you're trying to get different types of gear, you really should go for intellect and discipline, and in my opinion. But let's get back to the vault. So that's my hunter gear, and I explained that. This is some PoE gear. For the Titan, it's a helmet. I have it in here because my Titan, as you can see right here, I have a lot of helmets and I don't really have room for anything really. So that's why I put that in here. When the Taken King comes out, I might have to put some of this other gear that I have in the vault, so I can have enough space to get some of the new gear. But we'll have to wait and see what the Taken King is like, because I've heard year 1 gear, and that would be the Vault of Glass gear, is going to be kind of useless, and the weapons as well. But we have to wait and see because they haven't really confirmed that or denied it. So so the fact that I upgraded my Titan gear, my Warlock gear already, it might have been kind of pointless because I might not be able to upgrade this again to get level, so I'll be level 40. So that would kind of suck. And I don't even know how you could do that, just because when the Taken King comes out, and it does take Etheric Light to upgrade old armor that you have, and it'll upgrade to 40 right away, that'll be awesome, but that's not going to happen. So it might be kind of pointless that I've upgraded this, but we'll have to wait and see. But that's the gear that I have, and again, I'm thinking about making videos about the Hunter, the Warlock, and the Titan in a future video, and just explaining everything about each character. So these are some of the weapons that I have right here. This is the timepiece. This is a Vault of Glass weapon that will drop for you if you play the Vault of Glass. It's a pulse rifle. I don't really like pulse rifles. Don't use them that much. But it wasn't bad. I did use this when I was playing Nightfalls, and it would be arc damage. So this is one of the weapons that I would use because I didn't really have any other weapons that did arc damage. This is the Defiant, Abyss Defiant. This is a Crota Raid weapon. It's an auto rifle, and I never really cared for it. I always liked the my Vision. That's a Vault of Gear. A Vault of Glass weapon that will drop for you in the Vault of Glass. So that's my favorite scout rifle. I have 3 of these on each character. So, I have 1 for every character. So I have 3 of them. That's my favorite weapon in the game. But again, like I said, year 1 gear and weapons might become useless in the next DLC, which will be kind of sad because I've always loved this scout rifle. So I got a Gjallarhorn right here. I have 1 on each character, even though Xur sold the Gjallarhorn last week. I've had 3 Gallahorns for a long time now, so this one I haven't upgraded yet, and the only reason that I have a 4th one is just in case I delete one of my Gallahorns somehow, or just in case they, I thought maybe at one time they would make another character in the one of these DLCs, and I would have a 4th one in case they made a 4th character. This is the Atheon's Epilogue. Again, another Vault of Glass weapon drop. Again, it's an auto rifle. My favorite auto rifle before they nerfed it was the Suros, but they nerfed it, and the reason why it was my favorite auto rifle for PvP, anyways, it was really good in PvP until they nerfed it. So I don't really use auto rifles that much anymore, so that's why I have it in my vault. And if you're wondering why, if you don't use it, why do you have it? It's this: I want to have at least each type of weapon that's legendary from each raid, and each kind of exotic as well, just to have it. This is the Stranger's Rifle. Now with this, it's kind of interesting why I have one. So I've always kept one because this is what you get from beating the main story. The lady will give you this gun, but it's a real piece of shit. It's a level 16 gun. Usually by the time you beat the main mission, you're going to be level 18, 19, 20. So you're not even going to use it. And then so I was always thinking maybe they'll do something with this gun even before the Dark Below came out, and they had the Husk of the Pit, which I think I have on this character. Yeah, so this is the Husk of the Pit. Now the Husk of the Pit turns into the Necrochasm, and as you see right here, to rank this up, you have to kill hive enemies. You got to kill like 200 or 300 of them. And then you gotta buy something from Eris, some kind of orb or something. I don't know, some kind of material from Eris, and then this will upgrade into a legendary auto rifle. And then once you level that up, it'll turn into the Necrochasm, which let's see if I have in my vault. I don't. So I'm gonna get on my phone real fast, and I know what character it's on, so I'm gonna show you what the Necrochasm looks like. Just give me a second so I can move it to my vault. So there it is right there. So this is what the Husk of the Pit turns into. See, let me equip it. Oh, I can't equip it, but anyways. So this turns into this exotic auto rifle, and again, it's nothing special. They're gonna buff it, I think, in the next DLC, so it might become a little bit better. But I mean, it's not awful, but there's other exotics that you're gonna want to use than this Necrochasm. But I mean, it's not a bad weapon, so. But like I was saying with the Stranger's Rifle, I thought they're going to do something like that. Like if you have the Stranger's Rifle, you can buy some kind of material or do some kind of mission that will give you some kind of material to upgrade this. And in the next DLC, they show that there is a weapon that looks like the Stranger's Rifle, but I don't know if you have to have this old one, if they're going to do the same thing like they did with the Husk of the Pit, or if it's just going to be a new exotic that looks like the Stranger's Rifle and shoots like the Stranger's Rifle. I'm not really sure. This is the Murmur. This is a weapon you get from Eris when you start doing her bounties. It's okay fusion rifle, but I don't really use it. I got other fusion rifles that I like better than this one. This is the multi-tool, media multi-tool. Again, it's a good scout rifle, but it's no better than the Vision As you can see right here, it shoots a little bit faster, but the impact's a lot lower. The range on it's a lot lower, but the reload speed's a lot better. But again, this is a exotic weapon, so you would think it would be a lot better than a legendary scout rifle that you get from the Vault of Glass, but it's not. And it does fire damage. This one does no damage at all, so that's why I kind of don't use it. This is a hard light. I heard they're going to buff this a lot in the next DLC, but we'll have to wait and see. I never use it. I never really liked it. The way it shoots, I don't like. So that's a reason why I have it in my vault. This is the Plan C. This is a pulse rifle or fusion rifle. Excuse me. It's good, but again, this other like this foil right here, as you can see. It's almost as good as this exotic fusion rifle. It's not as good in some places, but who cares about reload and who cares about stability? I don't really care about that. I care more about the impact. It does recharge real fast right here than the foil, but the impact on it's a lot better. So that's why I kind of don't use the Plan C. This is the Pocket Infinity. This is this is just a normal exotic drop that you can get from playing the weekly Nightfall or doing some of the raids that you can play, like the Crota raid and the Atheon raid. This right here, this is from an exotic bounty, and the way you get this is you just do regular bounties from the Vanguard, and eventually you'll get an exotic bounty message, and you can pick between 3, and then you gotta do certain things to be able to get this weapon right here. The Pocket Infinity used to be really good, but they nerfed it, so it's not that good anymore. It was really good in PvP, but since they nerfed it, it's not really that great anymore. And again, like I said, there's better, legendary fusion rifles that I like. So, that's the reason why I don't use it. This is the Monte Carlo auto rifle. Again, it's okay, but again, since they nerfed the auto rifles way back when, I don't really use auto rifles anymore. But I mean, it's not bad if it's one of your first exotics that you get. I mean, it's okay exotic auto rifle. I think this is just a PlayStation exclusive though, so if you're on the Xbox, you can't get this at the moment. I think eventually you'll be able to, but right now you can't. This is a fusion rifle. This is from the Iron Banner fusion rifle. It's okay. The charge rate's really good, so it'll probably be good in PvP. I don't play a lot of PvP. I do play it, but not a lot of it. So it's okay. It's not that bad, but I have it in my vault just because I have other weapons that I use more than a fusion rifle. This is another weapon. This is a scout rifle. This is from the Iron Banner as well. So again, it shoots really slow. So that's the reason why I don't like it. And I got better scout rifles that I like to use in PvP and PvE, and this one doesn't really have any kind of damage on it, so that's why I don't use it. This is a PoE weapon, the Prison of Elders, that will drop for you every time you beat it. Sometimes it won't drop every time you beat it, but on occasions. Again, I don't like these weapons because the stats on them are really dumb. This weapon deals moderate bonus damage to fallen vandals. Like, who gives a shit? And when you're playing PoE, you're not always playing fallen. So, the weapons from the PoE and the gear. This is some of the gear right here. PoE gears is really awful and it looks awful. And it'll help. It will help you get to 34, and it'll do the job. But if you can get other gear, I would say get Vault of Glass gear, get Crota gear. It's a lot better than the PoE gear that you can get. It's just awful in my opinion. This is the Invective, again another exotic bounty that you have to do to get this gun. It's a good shotgun, but I just don't use it that much, so that's why it's in the vault. This is the Dreg's Promise. This is the PoE exotic weapons that you can get, and the way you get those is you play the PoEs like the 32s, 34s, and 35s, and every time, once a week, you have to play them, but to get stuff. But if you beat the 32s, 33, 34s, and 35s, you'll get the cipher, which I don't think I have on this character, but you'll get a cipher right here, and then you have to turn that into a guy on the reef, and you get to pick between 3 weapons. You get to pick between the Dreg's Promise, you get to pick here it is, the Lord of the Wolves, and the Queen's Breaker's Bow. So that's how you get those new exotics. This Lord of the Wolves shotgun is really good in PvP. I like it. Even in trials it can be pretty good if you don't have like the Thorn. Everyone uses the Thorn in PV, or not PvP, but in Trials of Osiris, excuse me there. But let's see, I was going to show you. So right here, this week I went 8-2 this week, so we almost got to the lighthouse, but we didn't get there, so that's kind of sad. But I have to get a new card. But the Trials of Osiris, it's really good. It can be frustrating, and it is frustrating, but it's a good team-based gameplay, and that's what I like about it. You really have to work as a team to beat the other team, so that's why I don't play a lot of it, but when I do, I've only been to the lighthouse twice, so I'm not the best at it, but we're it just depends on the players you're playing with, and if you're good at working with the the 2 other players that you're playing with. So, but Trials of Osiris, it's it's good. Getting back to the weapons that I have, this is another PoE weapon. It's a pulse rifle. Again, I don't really care for the stats on it. This weapon has a chance of suppressing a fallen captain's abilities. Like, who gives a shit? I mean, it's not even a good pulse rifle, so that's why it's in the vault. This is the Universal Remote. It's a primary shotgun, and again, that's why it's in my vault. There's other good shotguns that don't take over your primary slot, so that's why it's in here. We already talked about that. This is the pulse rifle from Iron Banner. It's it's okay, but I'm not really into pulse rifles, so that's why it's in the vault. Again, this is another Iron Banner weapon. It's a hand cannon. You got other better hand cannons if you're gonna use one in PvP than this one, so I don't really use it that much. This is a Trials of Osiris Eye of the Soul. It's a sniper rifle. I'm not a big sniper. The only sniper rifle that I like is the Black Hammer. In PvP, or PvE I should say. I'm not a really big sniper in PvP, so again, I don't really. The reason why this is in the vault is this is fire damage, and the Black Hammer is fire damage as well, so I have no place for it. This is the PoE weapon. It's it's okay. Again, another sniper rifle. It does do arc damage, but again, I'm not a big sniper, so this is the Patience in Time. Now, this is an exotic sniper rifle. It's pretty good, but if you want any exotic sniper rifle, it's going to be the Icebreaker. So, unfortunate for the Patience in Time, it's going to be in my vault. Now, this used to be good for running the first part of Crota with the Hunter, because it gives you another way to go invisible. But I used to use that to do that, but now there's a better way to get past that part, which I could talk about, but I'm not going to. This is the Queensbreaker's bow. We already talked about that. This is another Vault of Glass weapon that will drop for you. It's a sniper rifle. It's actually really good. I like it. It shoots really fast. It doesn't have any recoil on it. The precision kills will cause enemies to explode, so that's pretty cool. But again, the only sniper rifle that I really like is the Black Hammer, so that's why it's in the vault. No Land Beyond, a primary sniper rifle. This is a piece of shit unless you're just really good at sniping. But I don't. The only reason I have it is because I want to have one of each exotic in the game. This is a Iron Banner heavy machine gun. Again, the reason why it's in my vault is because it only has 23 shots in the magazine. For any heavy weapon machine gun, I mean, it should at least have 50 or more, not 23. To me, this is dumb. And I got other heavy machine guns. This one holds 100. This is another Vault of Glass raid weapon drop, so it's really good. That's why I upgraded all the way to 365. You got this one, 64 shots, and then you got this one. This is Trials of Osiris machine gun, and it's pretty good. So, but yeah, that's the reason why this is in the vault, is because it only has 23 shots in it. This is Trials of Osiris fusion rifle. I actually tried it. It's really good. Its charge rate is good, so I can see why it's good in PvP. But in PvE, there's other, fusion rifles that I have that are better than that. This is the Oversoul Edict. I actually deleted the two that I had last week, so I had to play the Crota raid to be able to get this one again, and I'm in the process of upgrading it. And like I said, I want to have at least one weapon from each raid. So this is actually really good for fallen majors, because they have those shields that they pop up, and you can actually shoot through those shields with this gun. So it's really good. If the weekly Nightfall is Omnigul, it's really good for the end part. Even though this runs out of ammo really fast, that's the only problem with it. But other than that, it's pretty good. So that's the weapons that I have. I already talked about the Necrochasm and the Husk of the Pit. So let's get to the what I have over here. Now, this is material. Now, if you don't know what material is for, it's for upgrading weapons and your armor. So you get spin metal from Earth, you get helium from the Moon, you get spirit bloom from Venus, and you get relic iron from Mars. So if you want to farm that, that's where you have to go. But you can also buy it from on the tower, from Vanguard people or Crucible people, I think. And the way you buy it, the way you buy it is from your marks that you have. So right here, you can only have 200 marks. So, but that's how you buy the material. I think for like 10 marks, you get 20 spin metal or something like that. So this is an exotic shard, and what these are for, like my Gjallarhorn right here, I would have to use an exotic shard to upgrade this to a higher level. That's how you upgrade it to 365. So right here you can see I have 111 of them. I do have a lot. I think when Xerath started selling them, I bought like 20 of them because I wasn't really sure how many I needed. And then after that, everything else is from exotic drops that I've gotten, and I just break them down because I don't really need 2 of the same exotics. So again, I'm not really sure how exotic shards are going to work in the next DLC, the Taken King, but we'll find that out, in a couple weeks here. This is Ascended Shard and Ascended Energy. This is what you get from the Vault of Glass, and the Ascended Shards are for upgrading your armor. Right here, and these pillars right here, you would have to have Ascended Shards to upgrade that gear. And Ascended Energy is for the Vault of Glass weapons. So here's one. For this row right here, you would have to have Ascended Energy to upgrade this weapon. Right here, this is the Crota raid, Radiant Energy, and right down here is the Radiant Shards. And again, it's the same thing. So for the Crota armor, this is what you need to upgrade it towards the end, and then for the weapons, the same thing. I need, Radiant Energy right there, as you can see, to upgrade this. Right here, this is the Token of Judgment, and this is the Token of Identity, and this is the Token of Flight. Now, these are very useless. You can delete these to upgrade your, let me see. See, you delete this and it upgrades your PoE ranking. So, that's kind of pointless. And if you actually want to know what the tokens are for, this one's for buying a bond, a cloak, or a mark for your, hunter, titan, or warlock. If you don't know what those are, that's the this right here. You can buy one of these, and then for the Token of Flight, that's just for buying a ship. Again, I don't need 56 of these, but you can only delete one at a time. So I've just been lazy and I haven't deleted any of them, but I'll probably eventually delete them all because you don't use them. And the Token of Identity, it's for you can buy different shaders. So not these shaders, but PoE shaders. So that's what those are for. Let's see here. We got marks right here. I don't even know if they use these anymore, and you can even delete them. As you see right here, I'll try to delete this. You can't. Use? Oh, okay. You can use it, but you can't delete it. I don't even know what that does, to be honest. Now, these used to be for buying Vanguard weapons and Crucible weapons back in the day, but right now you don't need them. And I don't. Oh, okay. So you can delete these by using and it will upgrade whatever faction you're playing for. So the factions, you got this faction, and so if I wanted to upgrade a different faction, like the New Monarchy, I could put this on and then delete one of these, and it would break those up. I should probably do that because I don't need those, but I'm not going to do that right now. So if you're new to the game, you're not going to get those, so don't worry about it. Let's see what else I got. I got these armor core and weapon cores. Now you get this from playing PoE, and the 32, I think you just get an armor core or one weapon core. I'm not really sure. And then when you play 34, you either get an armor core and a etheric light. And if you don't know what an Etheric Light is, it's when you play PoE on 34 and 35, you get Etheric Light, and that's for upgrading armor to, you know, the highest level, so you can be 34, or upgrade your weapon so it'll be 365. So that's what you use Etheric Light for. With the weapon core and the armor core, that's what you that's how you get the PoE armor and weapons that the guy from the Reef sells every week. Again, I don't really like the armor, but again, if you need armor to get 34, which in the new Taken King, for new players, even old players, you can start at 34. So I wouldn't suggest getting the gear from PoE because it looks awful and it's not really that good. Now these are strange coins. You use these for buying things off of Xur. So, you know, sometimes he'll sell certain exotics, and you can buy exotic other exotics from them. So that's what the strange coins are for. This is a treasure key. That's from when you're playing PoE and you beat the level. When there's a chest that's in the middle of the room after you beat it, that you can open the chest, and sometimes you get exotics, not often, and then you get other queens weapons and items. It's kind of useless, so you don't really need keys. That's more material. This is passage coins. That's for Trials of Osiris, if you want to do that. This is Motes of Light. That's for re-rolling certain weapons. Like I could re-roll this if I wanted to and get different. I could get different stats on them. Like this could be different, and that could be different, and all these could be different as well if I rolled it. And the way you roll that is you roll it from the weapon guy specialist at the tower. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for this video, and that's what I have in my vault. So again, if you watched this video, thanks for watching. Yeah, that's gonna do it for me, guys. I'll check